If you walk into 5 random homes in the US, chances are 4 of them have a can of WD-40. This little blue can has become a household essential with over 2,000 documented uses. It stops squeaky doors, protects tools from rust, and even removes crayon marks from walls. But some of its strangest applications, it's been used to free a python stuck in a car engine, prevent barnacles from sticking to boats, and even clean the Statue of Liberty. But few know that this miracle in a can was originally designed for something far more critical than a squeaky hinge. To understand its origins, we must go back to the Cold War era, where failure was not an option. The Atlas missile program represented America's first intercontinental ballistic missile system, but it was part of a global arms race. The Soviet Union was working on the R-7 Semyorka, Britain was developing Blue Streak, while France worked on Saphir as part of its nuclear ambitions. Despite its advancements, Atlas had a critical weakness: its thin, stainless steel balloon tank design, which relied on internal pressure to maintain its shape, was vulnerable to corrosion over time, a flaw that complicated its reliability. When these missiles were stored for long periods, especially during transport by sea, they were exposed to moisture and salt spray, leading to a constant threat of rust. Rust is the product of oxidation, a chemical reaction occurring when iron or steel contacts both oxygen and water, forming iron oxide. This brittle substance weakens metals. The process speeds up in humid environments. For Atlas missiles, even a small amount of rust created significant dangers, potentially weakening the critical protective structure. The industry standard rust-fighting methods weren't good enough. Harsh chemicals like phosphoric or hydrochloric acid dissolved rust effectively, but could damage the underlying metal if not quickly removed. While mechanical techniques such as wire brushing or sanding required lots of labor and could thin or scratch the metal surface. Neither approach provided the gentle yet effective solution needed for the Atlas program's delicate missile exteriors. But where could such a solution come from? In 1953, faced with the urgent need to protect the Atlas missiles from corrosion, a small group of 3 visionary chemists came together to form the Rocket Chemical Company, founded by Norman B. Larson, a chemical engineering graduate, and his 2 colleagues, Gordon Dawson and John B. Gregory. The team embarked on a daring mission with limited equipment and high stakes, working out of a small lab with 3 key objectives: break through the oxidized layer without damaging the underlying metal, exploit the principles of hydrophobic interactions to push water away, thereby stopping the rusting process, leave behind a thin, durable layer that would protect the metal from future exposure to oxygen and water. Over months, the team developed formula after formula, adjusting their approach with each trial. Some formulas wouldn't atomize properly, failing to deliver an even coating. Certain mixtures couldn't push moisture away effectively, allowing rust to continue forming beneath the protective layer. On their 40th attempt, the team achieved what they had been striving for. This formula, which would later be known as WD-40, finally met all the critical requirements. The remarkable formula they created would soon face its first major test, not on a missile, but on a humble tuna boat. To prove its effectiveness, WD-40 was put to a real-world test. In an experiment, a tuna boat engine, damaged by the effects of salt water, became the testing ground. The engine, having been dipped in salt water and left overnight in harsh conditions, was generously sprayed with WD-40. The next morning, the engine started up, running as if it had never been affected by corrosion. This success demonstrated WD-40's ability to displace moisture and protect metal. News of the successful tuna boat test spread quickly. Industry insiders took notice, and soon a new investor, Sam Crivello, purchasing a 50% stake in Rocket Chemical Company. This investment provided the capital needed to move beyond the small garage lab. As production increased for military and industrial applications, an unexpected trend began to emerge. Factory workers and engineers at Convair, impressed by WD-40's effectiveness, started taking cans home for their own everyday fixes, lubricating squeaky hinges, unjamming stubborn zippers, and restoring rusty tools. These unexpected uses sparked an idea in John Barry, the company's first full-time salesperson. Seeing the potential in the consumer market, Barry envisioned WD-40 as more than just an industrial solution. In 1958, the decision was made to package WD-40 in aerosol cans and to be sold to public, a choice that was both strategic and practical. Aerosol technology allowed for a fine, even spray. WD-40 could reach into tight spaces. A compact can was perfect for home use. Consumers could easily store and carry it in their toolboxes, garages, or even in their cars. The pressurized can maintained the integrity of the formula by keeping it sealed from contaminants until use. The aerosol format provided controlled application, minimizing the risk of overuse or accidental exposure to the chemicals. In 1960, Rocket Chemical Company grew to 7 people, who sold WD-40 from trunks of their cars to hardware and sporting goods stores in the San Diego area. They sold an average of 45 cases per day. But then, in 1961, a natural disaster would catapult WD-40 to national fame. In 1961, Hurricane Carla unleashed its fury along the Gulf Coast, leaving a path of destruction in its wake. The storm's heavy rains and fierce winds flooded roads and ruined vehicles, making engines and mechanical systems inoperable. Amid the chaos, WD-40 emerged as an unexpected hero. During the weekend, the company employees received their first ever truckload order of WD-40 to help restore water-damaged vehicles, demonstrating its unique ability to displace moisture and revive metal that had been compromised by saltwater and flood damage. The momentum didn't stop there. By 1968, recognizing the challenges faced by soldiers in the humid conditions of Vietnam, Goodwill kits containing WD-40 were sent to help maintain their firearms by preventing moisture-related issues. After the war, a soldier sent a heartfelt letter to the company explaining how WD-40 had, in a very literal sense, saved his life by keeping his weapon in best condition. The company changed its name to WD-40 in 1969. WD for water displacement, and 40 to symbolize the 40th successful attempt. WD-40 had proven its worth in times of crisis. But one mystery remained. What was really inside the can? What makes WD-40 special is its secret formula, which the company never patented. Instead of getting a patent, the original recipe is kept under tight security, with critical documents including the original notes written by Lawson. Only a few trusted scientists and company leaders knows what's in it. WD-40 isn't produced in just any factory. Its production is limited to just 4 specialized facilities located in California, Louisiana, the United Kingdom, and Australia. Each factory follows strict rules to make sure every can of WD-40 is made exactly the same way. Over the years, many rumors have emerged about its ingredients, including claims that it contains fish oil, vanilla extract, lava lamp goop, or even sea otter semen. Despite speculation, the company has remained silent, increasing public curiosity and making WD-40 one of the most mysterious and iconic products.